Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. And once again, this news does not surprise me. So just recently, Kanye West took to the internet and basically announced that he is starting an adult explicit entertainment, if you get my drift, website where people can basically get off on their lust, if you will. Now, some people had the audacity to be surprised. Some even had the audacity to be disappointed. And the reason why I say audacity is because you would actually have to have some kind of hope or faith in somebody or something, some kind of confidence, in order to be disappointed to begin with. That should have all been gone after all the recent things that this man has done and said. People have been trying to point out for the longest, but his fans and people who he has deluded refuse to wake up to acknowledge. Anybody who said anything about this man was instantly labeled a hater, like all the other fan bases and their idols that they worship. But people have been pointing out for a while now that this man is unwell. And not only is he unwell, but he's also been saying and doing things with intention that have been wrong that people have been supporting. In his wrong, in his lack of wellness, people have been supporting him, which then feeds into the things that he does. Once again, when people try to point this out, they get called haters, they get backlash. But see, this is what happens when you allow these people to think that they're on the right track. You put them on such a high pedestal. You co-sign every crazy thing that they do that is not right. People were saying from the get-go, when he was in a relationship with Kim Kardashian, he kept saying he didn't feel like she should be wearing certain things that exposes her body. And a lot of people were actually in agreement with that. I was in agreement with that. He had the right to, as her husband, to tell her, I don't want you going out half naked. Especially if he was going to call himself a Christian and a man of God, for that matter. I was in agreement with that. A lot of people were, as a matter of fact. She got a lot of backlash for not agreeing with him in that perspective. And then he goes on, after all this stuff has been done and happened, to get in a relationship with this woman, Bianca. One, having her walk around half naked everywhere. I made a video whenever they did this back in, I think it was Paris, Italy, wherever they were. And those people were saying, we're tired of y'all walking around here like this. There are children out here. We don't know what y'all do in the States, but this is not how we get down. Put on some clothes before you walk out of the house. It was disrespectful and grotesque, quite frankly, especially walking around with no shoes on. But they didn't care. They were celebrities. They felt empowered to do what they wanted to and that they could get away with it. They weren't subject to the law like the rest of us were. People have been trying to point out that this dude is a hypocrite. He's been a hypocrite. He says a lot of stuff that's not right, but people go along with it. He's been had problems. He's been doing stuff like this. Once again, if any women called him out or called her out, they were instantly labeled jealous, mean, bitter bitchs. It was just disgusting to see the response to people standing up for what was right and calling him out for doing blatantly disrespectful things. People were even going so far as to say, listen, if you have a humiliation kink and your wife is okay with that and she wants to walk around naked and you want her to do that, that is your business, but do it in your house and don't publicize it for the entire world to see. That was too much like right for him. But now all of a sudden, he's doing this. He's doing this website with, like I said, the adult explicit entertainment, if you will. And now everybody wants to act shooketh. I don't understand why. He's been on this path for quite some time now. Again, he has a bunch of people following him, co-signing everything that he does. So why not do something crazy? He just told y'all that he thought he was a god, so he could do whatever he wants to do. Now, there were people bringing up the fact that he actually talked about in the past how he had a habit of watching adult entertainment material. That he was trying to break that habit, that he did not actually like the fact that he was stuck in that habit. And now all of a sudden he's done this 180 talking about he's going to start a website. A lot of people were pointing out that they feel like this is one of those situations where he did not do what he was supposed to stay in God's will or his word. He did not continue to fight and put his flesh under subjection. And now as a result, he is dealing with that now is 7 times worse type of issue. Remember that scripture? Understand something, everybody struggles with something, whether it's as simple as, oh, you're eating too much junk food, eating too many sweets, or something as, complex as dealing with what he was dealing with. Everybody struggles with something, but it's your responsibility to fight it. Nobody wakes up and decides they want to be addicted to something that they should not be. They want to have a habit doing something that they should not have a habit doing. Nobody wants that. Although going throughout life, some things happen. We make some bad decisions. Some things happen to us that's out of our control. Things happen. Once again, it's our responsibility to fight these addictions, to fight these habits. No, it's not going to be easy. This is life. You still have to fight and ask God for help as well. This is why I encourage people to have a relationship with God, because you can trust Him with your problems. You can go to Him with your problems. Like I said, it's going to be on you to do the work to stay on the right track. Keep your mind on the right things. Set your mind on the right things. Set your mind on Christ. Do your best to keep your mind out of the gutter. You can't control every single thought that crosses your mind, but you can control how long you think about it, how long you dwell on it, whatever it is. I believe God will help us, like I said before, although we have a part that we have to do as well. We can't put it all on ourselves because there are some things that's beyond our control, like I said, that only God can help us with. Although, like I also said, we have to do our part. There's a God part and then there's an us part. Do what you can and then leave the rest that you cannot do to God. But make sure you're doing the part, like I said, that you can actually do. Now, just giving over to whatever it is not acceptable. And I honestly think this is what he's dealing with right now. That issue that he was dealing with, he has given over to that issue. And now it is running amok in his life. He's not even thinking about the disposition that he once had so long ago. How he didn't even like this kind of stuff, allegedly. He didn't want his wife doing these kind of things that he has his current wife doing right now. He's not even thinking about how would he like it if some man pimped out his daughter or had his daughter walking around, whenever she gets older, had his daughter walking around like how he has Bianca walking around right now. They don't think about these things. But when you're in that kind of a mindset where you have been given over, so to speak, when you're just doing whatever that you're not supposed to be doing, all kinds of ungodliness. And again, he has an entire fan base to back him up in whatever he decides to do. They see no wrong in his actions. That's another issue he has. Too many yes people around him, not enough people holding him accountable. Once again, when you have a mindset that exalts yourself above what you really are, this is also another thing that will be the result of that. You think you can do whatever you want to because you think you're a God. A lot of people have been praying for him. They're hoping the best. And they're hoping that God, will save him. Once again, he's got to want to be saved. I've said this before. I'll say it again. People have to want to do the right thing. They have to want a do-right mind. Now, this is just a sidebar, but I'm going to mention this because it's something that came to my mind. I want to see what Candace Owens has to say about Kanye West saying this publicly. Because remember, they're besties. And of course, make no mistake, it's because they are of the same political affiliation. But I've mentioned this before. She has a habit of not saying anything about the things that the people she's affiliated with, that's in her same political party, do that's wrong. But has no issue with dragging other people, calling other people out, and being very disrespectful, let's just be honest. Very brutal. So let's see what she has to say about her bestie Kanye, if she even says anything at all about his behavior and the stuff he's been doing lately. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.